of suggestions, and then you just pick a number, and then
Yes.
I'll tell you what it is, and then we'll just go right from there.
Yeah, sure. So depending what it is, maybe I will not get exactly what it means, but we'll also play with that.
Oh, for sure. We had somebody gave a suggestion of Rose Bowl the last week, and it's a very specific thing here in the States, but my partner took it to mean like a bowl of roses, so I was cool with that. Like,
Okay, yes.
it does, like it's however you want to interpret it. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just excited, looking forward to having fun with you, and then just
Yeah, me too.
playing.
Me too.
And let's see, we have bump, 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 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, putting this up here. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have, pick a number between 1 and 20, my friend.
Okay, so I will take 12.
All right, good old number 12. 2,
Yes.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so this comes from Jay Graigory, and our suggestion is Sudoku.
Oh, okay.
Sudoku. Thanks, Jay Gregory. Our suggestion is
Thank
Sudoku.
you. It was very close.
Yeah,
So close.
it's you can taste it, right? It's so close.
Yes. You know, this world championship was so, I could almost hear, people cheering, and I what I don't understand where was the mistake. I don't understand.
I mean, I've been replaying it in my head for hours.
Yeah.
I think like it seems so obvious, but I can't find where the mistake is.
No.
You did I mean, everything that happened there was the right move. I just don't understand what happened at the end.
Yes, I think I kind of, my focus went away.
I mean,
And I don't know,
it's the championship. There's a lot of pressure.
yes, sure, but I'm used to that. And if I want to participate to the World Championship, I mean, it's at least one thing I was good at, one thing that make you proud of me. And
Regardless of the outcome, I'm still going to be proud of you. That's not going to change. You're top 2. I mean, you're top 2 in the world, and that's not what I'm proud of you about. You know what I'm proud of you about? Do you know what it is?
no.
I blame myself because I haven't said it enough to you. I'm proud you're my son. I'm proud that you turned out to be a good human being. That's what I'm proud of. That whether you won or lost at this championship, I'm proud that you had the courage to enter it. I never entered anything. I never pursued my dreams, but you did. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're a good human being. That's what I'm proud of.
That means a lot to me. But why didn't see that I should put number 8 and not number 2? What's wrong with me?
They're similar shapes, all right? They're similar, like a 2 and an 8, it's a similar shape there. What I'm afraid is going to happen is you're going to spend the rest of your life replaying this match over and over again. The results are still going to be the same.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
I replay the basketball championship from my high school over and over in my brain, and I had the shot. I come down, I step up, I look at the clock. There's 2 seconds left. I let it fly in and out. It doesn't go down. So it might be in your genes, son, that you get close and then it never happens. But that doesn't determine you as a champion.
You know what? I'm gonna use this defeat to step up.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe that was just a sign to say, get even better. Or maybe it's just a sign that I should look out for something else. No? Not all the numbers. In fact, no. I think I lost my focus because I saw someone's eyes, and someone that I want to introduce you, someone that I fell in love with. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes, I'm in love, Dad.
Whoa, wait a minute. You buried the lead here. That's the important thing. Not the fact that you won or lost a game. It's the fact that you're winning at life. You're in love. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
And that's not all. I have a boyfriend.
Really?
Yes.
Is is he kind to you?
Very.
Does he make you feel special?
Oh yes, he made me miss many trainings just because I felt so good with him.
Then that's all I want. It's someone who's kind to you and makes you feel good and makes you believe in yourself. And I know I spent a lot of time pushing you to get into something. I thought you needed direction in your life. I thought you needed something to focus on. I thought Sudoku was it. I thought this was the thing for you. You've always been good at math. And I realized
Yes.
I've probably been pushing you too hard to focus on something because I thought that's what would make you happy. But what I'm realizing is that's what would have made me happy. That's not what makes you happy. What makes you happy is being with someone and connecting with someone. So I'm that's great. I'm happy you found you. I mean, maybe that's your Sudoku. He's your Sudoku.
Yes. Yes, it's funny. He's always, I have the feeling that he's the missing number of the line. He's the missing number of the colon. He's the missing number of everything. You know, the,
Wow.
the solution that now I know that in this case, it's not an 8 or a 2, it's an 8. And in this one, it's not a 9 or a 5, it's a 6, in fact. He makes everything at the right place.
Wow. What
Yes.
what's his name?
In fact, you know him. Yes, it's George.
George Vansat?
Yes. I hope you are not angry at me, because I know that it's someone that is a bit older than me, and is one of your friends, and
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter age. It matters fit. George Vansatch is a solid, great person. And if there's anybody for you to be with, that's what I would want it to be. I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. I'm glad that you can tell me. I'm glad that you can share this with me.
oh, you don't know how relieved I am. Well, I don't know why. I made it's as always I make on myself so much pressure. Like, oh no, I even didn't know what you were feeling about men being with men, and now that your reaction making me think that I was stupid. Why did I think like that? And I made on myself so much pressure.
What you don't need in your life is more pressure. You need to release that pressure. And if you never pick up a pen, if you never play another game of Sudoku in your life, but you end up being happy, then that makes me happy.
I think you were born 7th June 1965.
Holy shit.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you didn't know? You just,
No,
come on.
I'm a numerologist, psychologist. So
You just
talking
knew
to
that?
you,
You
and
just,
then I just knew that, yeah.
no, come on. There's something I had to give it away. Like that's eerie. You got it on the first guess.
Yes, and it was just the vibes that you were giving to me. 7th of June, I don't know. It was kind of on your vibration.
Yeah, yeah, from the earthly plane. Yeah.
I have the feeling that you love chess.
Oh, there's no better game than chess.
I agree with you.
Well, would you be up for a game?
Oh, be careful. I can read your mind.
Checkmate.
Oh. Whoa.
Checkmated me. Because you could read my mind. That's a checkmate right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought you were already trying to impress me. Okay, so but
Scene! Oh, God.
oh wow, it went so fast.
Dude, I can play with you forever. You're so fun and such a good, you bring such great emotion and connection to these scenes. It's just fun to play with you, and it's fun to watch you play too. It's awesome.
Thank you. Yes, I felt it was very, very, very easy. Especially in the beginning, you don't know where you are going, but I had total trust in you, and I was like, wow, that's great. And I was like, when I started the new scene, I was like, oh, cool. It's we have at least 5 to 6 minutes. No, in fact, it was up like this.
Our first scene was about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And then when you started a new one, I was like, it's so fun playing with you. I'm not going to call it yet. And then it was like, oh, like the silver lining for this whole thing is the fact that like we get to play together. That to me is like a huge thing with this whole pandemic is the fact that I can reach out to you and just go, hey, let's pop on and do a scene, which I guess we could have done before, but we never took advantage of it before. And now we can.
yeah, exactly. And all the time that I'm doing something online, it reminds me also how much I miss the stage and how much I really want to play again more on stage and have this connection with people. And also, it's true that there is many things that you can still continuing to do online. And for now, I didn't deeply dive in it. Of course, I've done few things and I am doing some gigs online and so on, but I still didn't get fully into it. And each time I'm playing, I'm like, why? Because you can still have a lot of fun and share a true connection with your partner, even if it's only by screen.
Yeah. Oh, no. Wait. Stay there. Wait, Dan. Hold on, Dan. Yes.
Oh, no,
Okay, good. This is one of the damages of Zoom, just technology is like it'll freeze up like that. But then you realize the more you do it, that it's bound to happen.
yeah, sure.
And
And yes, sometimes it's someone that doesn't have good sound. Sometimes it's something you can really not handle.
yeah,
It just happened.
and I was opposite of you. I jumped in right away because I was like, I got to figure this thing out. I got to understand how it works with technology because I think it's going to be here a while. So if I didn't do that, it would have passed me by because I know how I am with technology. It's like, if I don't do it, then I'm going to be too intimidated to do it later on.
Yeah, sure. But yes, the fact that it's going longer, yes, with my company, Improvisors, we have a few gigs online. So I jumped into it because at some point, if you want to work, you have no choice. You have to do it a little bit. But yes, it was great. I
It's so
enjoyed it very much.
it's so funny, right? The incentive of I got to work, I got to do it.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh,
Sure.
how
It
did
would
you
be.
get how did you get into improv? Like what made you take a class and how'd you get started?
First, I started when I was very young to do theater when I was 9, and it was scripted theater. And at when I moved in Strasbourg for my studies, at some point it was a bit tiring to always come back to my company in my hometown, and I was like, I want to do some theater in Strasbourg. And one friend of mine said, oh, but maybe you should try improv. And I was like, improv, like in the exercises, but all the time. He said, yeah, it's that. I'm like, oh, okay, why not? And I did a class, and I never stopped in this company called Lolita in Strasbourg, which is amateur. And there we mainly practice improv match,
Mm.
like in Quebec. And yes, that was it. I started. I had my team, and we trained every week, and we had some shows, and more. And I got into this company for 7 years as a player, and then I was also kind of a director, a scene director. And in between, I joined the Théâtre de l'Oignon, and also we created La Carte Haute. So yes, it was 13 years ago. Yes.
My God. I love how you talk about these things you're doing, like you just throw them aside. It's like, no, you're in one of the premier, I mean, you've had a hand in advancing improv for a while now in definitely in Europe, but like you're known internationally as one of the best like creators and teachers and performers in improv.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, and that's we love to play and to travel with Cedric and Gael, and also Pauline. She traveled a few times with us,
Hmm.
and yes, and I think this international community and international festival. When I first went, it was in Copenhagen with Stefan when he organized the first Copenhagen festival,
Yeah.
and it really opened the door to me because it was a few. I don't know. I was doing improv for 7 years, something like that, and I was only about improv match and French-speaking improv, and that was first time in English, first time to meet the international community and also the Chicago style, because there were a few teachers from IO,
Hmm.
Lindsay, Tara De Francisco, and I don't remember the third one, Jet 11.
Oh, yes.
And it was just great to have kind of a new perspective on our activity, and yes, and to jump in English when I had way less words than now. It was like, okay, I want to do this, so I have to figure out how to do it, and just go. And it was very cool, very cool.
Wow, it's the same thing you with jumping into like English speaking improv and me jumping into technology as a language to figure out the
Mhm.
improv. It's like I just got to do it and I'll fail along the way. I'll figure out how to do it and then I'll finally get more comfortable with it.
Yes, yes, I really love when it's not mentally that you say, okay, I'm going to try this. You are really in a space where you are more limited.
Yeah.
And with English, it was exactly that. I was like, okay, I am not used to that, and I have to find new ways. And more I was practicing and playing with more the body. So and that's what we also enjoyed with Lognon, and after also with Cedric and Gael, to play, to connect, to be connected, to play free form that I even didn't know that it existed before I went to the festival. So it was so great. And now that sometimes I play a little bit in Polish, just a little bit
Wow.
like this, I have again this feeling of, okay, I maybe I want to say something and I have not the words to say it. So how will I do? And just it's just so cool to play with that, because you still have an infinity of possibilities.
I mean, that is a great way to put it, is like the possibilities are still there. And to then be brave enough to throw yourself into another language where you have just a few words to rely on, but then like, okay, let me see, how am I going to make this work? I mean, that is just an awesome mindset to be in.
Yes, yes, and I this make me notice concretely that most of the time we talk too much to
Yeah.
say unimportant things.
I mean, you spend most of your life not talking.
Yeah,
But we get on a stage and we want to dominate with dialogue. We want to talk a ton when we get on stage. And it's partly nerves or partly like to rely on that wit, but like we don't spend a lot of our lives talking.
yeah, sure. And maybe it's also the fear of silence and emptiness, because I don't know, especially when you begin, maybe, or depending on your style, you feel that if there is no words, there is nothing, and that's so not true. There can be so many things when you don't talk, and yes, and when you talk less, you connect more with your partner, and yes, I think that's and you notice also the small things,
Yeah.
and I think that thanks to talking less, and playing more with the body, then you open your eyes a bit more, like, okay, okay, okay. And you notice the small little moves of the lips maybe, and that can become the game, or you notice this thing. And yes, and I think that's also what we like with Cedric and Gael. It's to notice all the small things and play with that.
I mean, we had a ton of that at the beginning of our scene, which was like, okay, cool. I know the emotional state I'm in. The details are going to come out at some point, but it's not about that. It's about this state, and you can get it easy on stage. You can also, the more we do this virtual improv, the more it is, you are able to access that part. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of practice to get used to it, doing it this way rather than on a stage. That's all. And then you get the hang of it after like the third time you do it. I feel like you go, oh, okay, I get a better understanding of how this whole thing works. So I'm able to let the silence hit more, and I can still get information from you without having all those words and dialogue.
Yeah, sure. And I don't know, that there is also something sometimes a bit magical, because sometimes I also treat this online improv a bit like radiophonic improv, because you can get a lot by the voice, and that doesn't mean all the time by talking, but by the voice, the tone, the breathing. If sometimes we also have physicality, because it gave me a lot of information when you were moving back or coming back or things like that. That's also that's important information, and you can play with that. And yes, and it reminds me this radiophonic, because even sometimes just by hearing the voice and some music, maybe you can get into it and in the story, and as an audience or as an actor.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's so true. You're relying on how things are said, I feel like, a lot more than what's said, which to me is a fun way to play, is like not what is said, but how are you saying it? How are you breathing? How are you moving?
Oh yeah, and I think how you say things and how you communicate is 70 to 80% of communication.
Yeah.
So yes, we can say "fuck you" and mean it. It can mean "I love you," and the contrary is true also. So yeah.
Where can people follow you online? Like what are some ways if they wanted to, reach out to you, or just like see things you're up to, follow things you're doing? What's the best way for them to do that?
So I have my private Facebook account that I use for everything. I didn't create any fan page or whatever. Uh, I have my Instagram, and also the same for my company IMPROVISING, and for also the trio of Cedric and me is Ananas and Pamplemousse on Instagram. We changed name recently. So yes, that's it. Unfortunately, there is not a bunch of new information, but there is this duo that we did together that I will for sure share, so people can see that. And yes, hopefully soon there will be some new things to share. Yeah.
There will be. We're on the tail end. I think we're going to eventually, sooner rather than later, we're going to pop back up onto stages, and we're going to be able to go to some of those, festivals and meet up again. And whether we do it live or another virtual scene, my friend, I can't wait to play with you again.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, me too. Yes,
So good.
yes.
And
Thank you very much for the invitation.
oh, you're welcome. I can't wait to do it again, buddy. All the best. We'll talk soon.
Yes, all the best. Bye bye.
Bye, Dan.